All right, let's get practicing in QuickBooks Online. Grab the link below in the description so that you can follow along. All right, here we are in the QBO Gym. And the QBO Gym is a place where we have numerous exercises that simulate real life scenarios that you may encounter as a bookkeeper. Every single month, we come out with new exercises for you to practice and complete, and we break it down for you into 4 different sections. So today we are going to be working in the October cardio section. At the top here is a little video that tells you what's going on in Craig's world that month. He is our fictitious business owner. Further down is an interactive quiz to test your knowledge related to the video up above. And then further down are all of the exercises within this section. So today we are going to finish up the cardio section by practice invoicing statements with late fees. You will need to be in the sample company. If you're not sure how to get into the sample company or get your own free QBOA account, click on the link below in the description. So our scenario today is that Mark Chobe misplaced his invoice and has requested a new one be sent to him. Craig also asks you to send a reminder to Jeff Jalopy's with an added $10 late fee for an overdue invoice. Craig is noticing that a lot of customers seem to be paying their invoices late and is wondering what he can do to help encourage them to start paying on time. Craig also wants you to see if there is a way to add late fees automatically when they aren't paid by the due date. So let's see how we can help Craig out with this. Let's go ahead and start with the duplicate invoice first by sending that to Mark. To do this, on the left-hand nav bar, we need to hover over sales and then select invoices. So here I am in the sample company. This is the dashboard. Over on the left-hand side, you will see this sales area. Hover over that and then click on invoices. And you will see all of the invoices appear. To help find a customer quickly, it's a little bit easier to sort the list by alphabetically. Sort it alphabetically. There we go. And it'll also allow us to see if there are multiple invoices for one particular customer. So let's go ahead and click on customer, the heading at the top, to sort it by alphabetically. There we go. Click on customer right here. And when you do that, you will see that it is sorting by alphabet in order. Go ahead and scroll down until you find Mark. There he is. And it looks like since his name is there's only one name here for him, there is only one invoice. So we want to we want to send this invoice. So to do this on the far right side of that row, we're going to click on the drop down arrow next to receive payment and select send. So here is Mark. Go ahead and look over on the far right. There is this little arrow. Click on that arrow and then you're going to click on send. So when we click on send, you will get this little pop-up. You will see a preview of the invoice that belongs to Mark. There is also the ability here to change the subject, and you can also adjust the email body if you want to personalize it or change it in any sort of way. This is just kind of a default here. So once you are good with the invoice, you're just going to go ahead and click on send in order to resend it. So that's the green button right here. Go ahead and click on send. And that has sent off. Know that in the sample company, it's not actually sending to somebody. You can just go through the process of what it would look like if you were going to do this in real life with customers. So now let's focus on the late fees. Craig asked you to add a $10 late fee to Jeff Jalopy's, but he also asked you if there was a way to automate a late fee for all of his overdue invoices. For our efficiency, let's set up the automatic late fee process first so we aren't double working the process, and then we will go back and we will apply it to Jeff Jalopy's invoice. It's great that Craig wants to improve the accounts receivable process. It can help speed up the process by getting paid by customers and increase the company's cash flow. For small businesses, cash flow is necessary to cover their daily business expenses, but there are some things that we have to take into consideration and some guidelines that we need to follow when setting up automatic late fees, as well as some things that Craig needs to make a decision on. This is a great time to talk to Craig about his business frustrations and goals to see if there is anything else that we can do to help automate or possibly pull a report to help Craig improve his business finances. In order for a late fee to be legally enforceable, it must be outlined and agreed upon in an original client contract or in the invoice payment terms. So, this could be something as simple as adding a note in the invoice. It helps to keep the process transparent, professional, and truly just impersonal. We don't like getting surprise charges ourselves, and so neither will our clients. We will need to make sure that to include clear terms on all of the invoices that we send. Keep in mind that some states restrict how much can be charged in late payment fees. Rules, limits, and other regulations are set in place under the Prompt Payment Act in the US. So be sure to check on all of the laws in the state for more information and to seek out legal advice if you're unsure of the maximum interest that you can actually charge. So let's walk through this process to create a good Let's walk through this, to help create a good process for both us as the bookkeeper and for Craig. So, Craig mentioned that he noticed that a lot of customers seem to be paying late. So, let's take a quick peek at the accounts receivable aging summary to see how much money Craig is owed due to overdue invoices. To do this, on the left-hand nav bar, we need to click on Reports. And then once we get in the Reporting Center, we need to select Accounts Receivable Aging Summary. So over here on the left-hand side, you will see reports. Click on that to get into the reporting summary or center right here. And then we need to click on this accounts receivable aging summary. Once you click on that, the report will automatically be generated for you so that you can take a look and see all of the information being pulled up. We're not going to take a really deep dive into this report, but when we look at it, we can get a picture. We can start to form a picture of what may be contributing to Craig's frustration. Craig currently has a total of $5,281.52 in invoices that his customers have received and haven't paid yet. Out of these, there are 11 invoices totaling $1,525.50, ranging from 1 day to 90 days delinquent. That may seem like a drop in the bucket for some businesses, but for a smaller business, it can really make a difference in the health of the business and cause stress to an owner. So let's move on to setting up the automatic late fees. Before we do that, though, I just want to show you what we're talking about. Here is that total that we were talking about, the $5,281.52. This is how much is owed. And when you look at this report, you can see how it's broken down by how many days past due it is. So this is 1 to 30, 31 to 60, 61 to 90, and 91 and over. Luckily, there's nothing in 91 and over, but if you add up the totals between the 1 through 90, this right here, that is the $1,525.50 that is still owed. So it's a big deal, especially if Craig has a really small business. It can make a really big difference. So let's go ahead and set up those automatic late fees. One quick note too, if you are still working in the same session of the sample company that you did all of the warm-ups for, it is very possible that these numbers will be a little bit different. That's okay. It's just for illustration purposes. We're not necessarily doing anything with this in the exercise. We just wanted to show you how you would run the report, how you would see this in real life, and just kind of how to understand the report as you're looking at it. So let's move on to setting up those automatic late fees. To do this, we need to click on the gear icon and then select Account and Settings. So up here on the top right corner is the gear icon. Click on that. Under your company column, you will see Account and Settings. Go ahead and click on that. And you will see this up here for you with different tabs on the side, and then other information will populate. There it is. QBO is just taking a second. So we need to get into the sales tab. So on the left-hand side of the menu, you're going to select sales. That's over here. Click on that, and you will see these appear for you. Now we need to click into the late fees section just to expand its options and make it editable. So that is up at the top here. It's the 1, 2, 3, 4th section down. It says late fees. Just go ahead and click into that box anywhere, and you will see that it has now been made editable. We need to hit the toggle to turn on the late fees, and you know that it is that it's on because it will turn green and it will expand more options for us to click on. So go ahead and click on that toggle right there. When you do, you see that it turns green for you and that it has expanded with more options for us to look at. So after automatic late fees are enabled in QBO, they will be assessed on new invoices only according to the settings that we put in right here and will be applied for up to 6 months until they are paid. They are not applied retroactively to existing overdue invoices that when this is first enabled. They will also not apply to any unpaid invoices in closed periods. So just know that when we set this, when we start it and enable it, it's only going to be applying to new invoices moving forward. Anything in the past, we need to do individually in a different way. And you'll see how we do that in this exercise as we apply it to just jalopies. So the first option that we are given is whether we want to use a flat fee or a percentage of the remaining balance. That is right here, this type, this flat fee or percentage. For this exercise, we're just going to go with the flat $10 fee per Craig's request. So we need to make sure that under type, that flat fee is selected, which it's the first one, and it is, so that radio button is selected for the one that we want. In the amount, we need to enter 10 for 10 US dollars. So go ahead and click into that and put 10. The frequency we are going to leave as once per invoice, which is already selected here. If you click on the arrow though to expand, you can see the other options that are available to you. In real life, your clients may want to put this per day or per month. We are, for this exercise, just going to make it once per invoice. So leave it there as is. You can also add a grace period. We are going to leave it as is for this exercise. But you can always offer that in real life to your clients. 1 day, 5 days, 7, 14, or 30 days, which is a pretty big grace period, but it can be used. It's there as an option if your client needs it. When we create this, QBO will automatically create a product called late fee or whatever we want to choose to name it in the box to display on all invoices. We're also going to leave apply sales tax turned off. So that is right here. We have put in here late fee. That's what it automatically is generating right now. When we save this, QBO will automatically create a service that says late fee. So if you want to name it something different, you can leave it as is. And we're going to leave this apply sales tax off. You know it's off because it is gray. So we have done everything that we need in this box. So go ahead and click on the green save button. And now the late fees have been turned on. Now that we have enabled the automatic charges, we need to set up an invoice reminder. The goal of adding these late fees is not to create revenue, but to get customers to pay their invoices on time. So, setting up automatic email invoice reminders can help with that. We are still working in the same tab, the sales tab in the accountant settings. We just need to go to a different section. So, on that same page, we're going to click on reminders to activate it. So if you scroll down a little bit, all the way at the bottom here, or a couple down below, late fees is this reminders. Go ahead and click anywhere on that box right there. And now we're going to switch to enable automatic invoice reminders. We'll leave all the other settings as is, save it, and then click done. So all we need to do is just click on this little toggle here. We click on it, it turns green. That's how you know that it is on. There are other options here to adjust these reminders. We are going to leave it as is for the purpose of this exercise, but just know in real life that you have those options to make adjustments. Simply click on the green save button, and that has been turned on for us. And now we just want to click on the green done button to exit this. And all of those settings have been saved for us. So now let's update the invoice to reflect the late payment terms. To do this, we're going to click on the gear icon on the top right and then choose Custom Form Styles. So go back to this gear icon on the top right, click on that. Under the column Your Company, you're going to select Custom Form Styles. And when you do, QBO will pull up this. You will see one is currently here and it's a standard default template. So we need to use this to add the information about the late fees so that it shows on all new invoices to go out to customers. So to make any changes, we need to click on the blue edit link on the far right-hand side of the standard form line. So here is that line right here. Here is edit. Go ahead and click on the edit link right there, and you will see this appear. Currently, this is what the invoice for Craig looks like, but you can always make adjustments to it in this design tab. You can add a logo, you can change colors so that it matches the company colors, change the font, lots of different ways that you can style it and make it a little bit different. But we're not going to be doing the design today. We're just going to work on putting in that information about the late fees being applied if they don't pay on time. So in the content tab, we want to click on the content tab at the top and then click on the pencil icon on the right side of the bottom section of the invoice. So here is that content tab. Go ahead and click on that. And when you do, you will see it's broken down into 3 different sections here that you can edit. We want the one that has the note here, this little memo note on the invoice. Go ahead and click on the pencil icon. And when you do, you will see this information appear. There's lots of options of what you can do. What we want to adjust is this section right here, this message that says, "Thank you for your business and have a great day." We need to adjust it to talk about those late fees. So in the message of the customer type where I just showed you, we want to make it so it says invoice payment is due within the terms set above. Please be advised that we will charge a $10 fee on late invoices. Thank you for your business and have a great day. Again, this is just making it clear, as we mentioned before, you have to have some kind of contract or agreement with the client about what it's going to look like if they do not pay on time. So having it with the terms set above, whether the terms are net 30, 10, 15, whatever it happens to be, is making it very clear that they need to pay by that point. Otherwise, we will charge a $10 fee for all those late invoices. So this is a lot to have to type out. We have a little note here that's a tip. Did you know that you can copy text from these exercises and paste it into the sample company? So let's go ahead and do that. I am on a PC, so for me, when I highlight over all of this, I just hit Control C to copy that text. I know on Mac it's a different form, and I'm not sure how exactly to do it. But for PCs, you would do Control C. And then over here, you would highlight over all of this. You can delete it. And then again, on a PC, it would be Control V. And that would paste all of the text there for us. Mac, it's a little bit different. If you're not sure how to do it, you may need to Google it and see how the exact buttons that you need to hit for it. But that's how you would do it on a PC at least. So all of that information is here now, and we simply just need to click on the green Done button to get out of this, and that will save when we do it. So click on the green Done button right there. And now that has been saved for us. So it will be on all of the template. It is on the template for all invoices moving forward. So let's see what this would look like if we were to create a new invoice. We're going to click on the plus new button and then choose invoice. So over here, excuse me, is the plus new button. Click on that. Under customers, go ahead and click on invoice. And the invoice transaction will appear. If you see down here this message on invoice, it is showing what we just put in the template. So it is, you know that it is saved and it is showing how we want it when the invoice is being sent. Let's just choose, for an example, Amy's Bird Sanctuary, just so you can see all of the information. So just click into this box right here that says customer, click on Amy's Bird Sanctuary, and you will see all of her information appear. Again, that message on the invoice is showing down here. You will see this link that also says late fees apply. If you click into it, it gives you a little more information about it. And it says that a flat fee of $10 of US dollars will be charged once per invoice with no grace period, which is based off of the settings that we had done before. So just know that if you need to make any adjustments to it, you just go back to the gear icon and the accountant settings to make that adjustment if you need to. Just a note here too that this is how all newly created invoices are going to go forward. Remember, it's only now that we've enabled it, it's only for new invoices. Any other outstanding invoices, it does not apply to. So we need to go back to the one specifically for Jeff's Jalopies to make the adjustments. So we're just going to click out of this and on the by hitting the X on the upper right hand corner. And when it asks you if you want to leave without saving, you can go ahead and say yes. So up here on the top right corner, click on the X. And you can click on the X here if you expanded it. And it asks if you want to leave without saving, and you can say yes because this is not a real invoice we were creating. It's just to show you, to illustrate how it's going to look now that we have enabled it. So now let's add that late fee to Jeff's Jalopies. To do that, on the left-hand nav bar, we're going to hover over sales and then select invoices. So here is that sales on the left-hand side. Hover over that and then select invoices so that we can get the list of all of the invoices here. Now yours should still be it should be sorted alphabetically. So all we need to do is just scroll down until we find Jeff's Jalopies. And then once we do, click on the blue edit link on the right-hand side of that open invoice. So if you have, for whatever reason, if it is not sorted, just go ahead and click on that customer so that it is sorted again. And then you want to scroll down until you find Jeff's Jalopies. Here it is. There is one that is overdue by 18 days. It's only one invoice. So click on the blue edit button so that we can get into that invoice itself. Now, under the due date, you're going to see that late fees are turned off. And this is because this invoice was already created before we enabled those automatic late fees, like I mentioned before. So we need to add the late fees on this one as a line item. And you can see that right here. It says late fees off. So on the second line of this invoice, we need to, in the product service, select late fee. Remember, QBO created this product service for us when we turned on that feature in account and settings. Note that sales tax is turned on for this account in the sample company, even though we left this setting off when we were doing it in the accountant settings. And this is just a bug in QBO and it has been reported. It just hasn't been fixed yet. But in a real life scenario, the taxation of late fees will be determined by the state that the customer is in. So let's go ahead and do that by clicking into this 2 times. Start typing in late fee. There it is. Click on that. And then again, the rate for this is $10. That is what Craig has requested. So put $10 right here. If you hit the tab key over, you will see it has been captured by QBO. 75 by plus 10 is $85. Here is that tax thing that we were talking about. We're going to leave it as is for this exercise, but know that if you have it turned off in real life in your client's books, that it'll be off. So now we're going to simply save and send. As a note, the sample company will not actually send the invoice, but you can see what it looks like on the next screen. So let's go ahead and click on Save and Send here on the bottom right corner. And this is what will pop up before you send the email. This is just like a little preview so that you know what is going to be sent, and it gives you the opportunity to include any additional notes in the accompanying email to Jeff. So here is that invoice, and it's showing, if I scroll in a little bit, you can see late fee has now been added to that invoice. And then over here, showing who it's from, who it's to. The subject line, again, you can adjust it, as well as any of the information here in the body of the email. So let's go ahead and send and close it. Again, remember saying the email has not been sent because you can't send them from the sample company, but that at least shows you the process of how you would do it. And that is how you set up automatic late fees and then apply them to invoices. And if you have any questions or want to know more about the QBO gym, just go ahead and click on the link below in the description. We have finished the cardio section. We move on to the strength training section where we really focus on sales tax. And I will see you in the next video.